As we grow older, many of us begin to see ourselves differently. We notice changes in the mirror. We hear new voices in our heads that sometimes whisper doubts. And we feel the weight of a world that often seems to value youth above wisdom. But the truth is, real attractiveness has very little to do with age or wrinkle-free skin. It has so much more to do with the way you carry yourself, the kindness you show, the confidence you project, and the joy you still allow into your life. These are the things people remember. These are the things that make you magnetic even in your 70s or 80s. This video is for you, the woman who has carried the weight of family, career, or simply life itself and still wonders, do I still have that spark? Do I still have that glow? The answer is yes, and maybe even more so than before. Because now every smile you give has decades of meaning behind it, every step you take shows resilience, and every word you speak carries wisdom. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your state or city in the comments below. And while you're at it, tell me one thing that makes you feel most attractive. Your answer might inspire another woman watching right now. Point 1. Confidence in your own skin. One of the most powerful and attractive qualities at any age is confidence. And I don't mean the loud, showy kind of confidence that tries to impress everyone in the room. I mean the quiet, steady confidence that comes from knowing who you are and being comfortable in your own skin. For many women, especially as we grow older, this doesn't always come easy. Society has spent years telling us to look younger, to cover up the lines of experience, or to hide our gray hair. But the truth is, every line and every change tells a story. Your story. Confidence begins when you stop chasing other people's approval and start valuing yourself. Think about everything you've been through in your lifetime, the struggles you've overcome, the love you've given, the lessons you've learned. All of that adds up to a strength that no wrinkle cream can compete with. You've survived challenges that could have broken you, and that resilience is something to be proud of. When you remind yourself of this, you begin to carry yourself differently, with your shoulders back, your head held high, and your spirit unshaken. Part of building this confidence is letting go of comparisons. You are not the woman you see on television or the neighbor down the street. You are uniquely you, with your own journey, your own beauty, and your own wisdom. Nobody else can live your life or tell your story. That uniqueness is exactly what makes you shine. You can take small steps each day to boost this confidence. Wear clothes that make you feel wonderful, not because they're trendy but because they express who you are. Speak clearly and with conviction even about little things. And most of all, remember that confidence doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you accept yourself, flaws, strengths, and everything in between. And when you do that, people can't help but notice. Point 2. A genuine smile. There's something truly special about a smile. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you come from, or what you're wearing. When you smile from the heart, people notice. A genuine smile is one of the simplest, yet most powerful ways to make yourself more attractive. And here's the best part. It costs nothing, but it can change everything. Think about the last time someone smiled at you in a way that felt real. Not forced, not polite, but warm and genuine. Didn't it instantly make you feel lighter? That's the same effect your smile has on others. When you smile, you send a message that says, I'm approachable, I'm kind, and I'm happy to be here. That message is magnetic, especially in a world where so many people walk around with stress written all over their faces. But here's the key, it has to be real. We've all seen those half smiles in photos or the quick smiles people give when they're distracted. They don't have the same effect. A genuine smile comes from within, from moments of gratitude, joy, or even peace. And when it's real, your whole face lights up. Your eyes sparkle, your energy shifts, and people feel drawn to you without even knowing why. Smiling also has real health benefits. Studies show that when you smile, your brain releases chemicals like endorphins and serotonin, which reduce stress and lift your mood. So not only are you making others feel good, you're improving your own well-being at the same time. It's a gift that gives back to both sides. As an older woman, your smile carries even more meaning. It reflects decades of life lived, the ups, the downs, the lessons, and the joys. It's a reminder that no matter what you've faced, you still have reasons to smile. And that resilience and optimism are deeply attractive. So smile often, at yourself in the mirror, at strangers, at loved ones. It's one of the most beautiful and timeless things you can share. Point 3. A kind heart. Kindness is often overlooked when people talk about attraction. But the truth is, nothing draws others to you quite like a kind heart. As we age, we begin to realize that beauty fades, material things come and go, but the way we make others feel is what stays behind. A kind heart radiates warmth, comfort, and safety, and people are naturally drawn to that energy. Kindness doesn't have to mean grand gestures. It shows up in the little things, the gentle tone you use when speaking to someone, the patience you give when a person is struggling, or the way you truly listen when someone needs to be heard. These small actions create a sense of connection that people remember long after the moment has passed. Think back to a time when someone showed you kindness. Maybe a stranger held the door when your hands were full, or a friend offered words of encouragement when you were down. You likely still carry that memory, because kindness touches us deeply. But it's important to understand that kindness doesn't mean being a pushover. True kindness comes from a place of self-respect. It's about showing compassion while still honoring your own boundaries. When you are kind without losing yourself, people notice your strength just as much as your softness. That balance makes kindness even more powerful. Science even backs this up. Acts of kindness release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which helps reduce stress and create stronger connections. That means when you extend kindness, you not only lift others but also improve your own emotional well-being. It's a cycle of positivity that benefits everyone involved. As an older woman, your kindness carries even more weight because it's rooted in years of experience. People admire a person who has every reason to grow bitter, but instead chooses to stay compassionate and open-hearted. That choice shows incredible wisdom, resilience, and grace, and it is one of the most attractive traits you can ever have. Point 4. A spark of curiosity. Curiosity has a way of keeping you young at heart, no matter what the calendar says. When you remain interested in life, in people, and in new ideas, you give off an energy that is vibrant and magnetic. Many people assume curiosity belongs only to the young, but the truth is, it's even more powerful as you get older. Why? Because it shows that you're still engaged, still learning, and still excited about what life has to offer. Curiosity can show up in so many simple ways. It could be asking thoughtful questions in a conversation, genuinely wanting to know about another person's story, experiences, or perspective. People can always tell when someone is truly listening, and that level of interest makes them feel valued. It can also mean picking up a new hobby, exploring a different type of book, trying out a recipe you've never cooked before, or even learning from younger generations about what excites them. These little sparks of curiosity keep your mind sharp and your spirit alive. There's also a powerful health benefit. Studies have shown that people who stay curious and continue learning throughout life experience better mental well-being and slower cognitive decline. In other words, curiosity not only makes you more attractive to others, it also helps you feel more vibrant and alive from within. It's like giving your brain and your heart a daily workout. Curiosity reflects something even deeper, a love for life. When people see that light in your eyes, that eagerness to discover, to understand, and to grow, they can't help but be inspired by it. It says, "I haven't stopped living, I'm still excited about what's next." And that enthusiasm is contagious. So never think it's too late to be curious. In fact, at this stage of life, curiosity becomes one of the most beautiful and attractive qualities you can share. Point 5. A strong sense of purpose. There is something incredibly magnetic about a person who wakes up every day with a sense of direction. It doesn't have to be about changing the world or achieving something huge. It's about knowing that your life still has meaning, no matter your age. Having a sense of purpose gives you a glow that no beauty product can match, because it shows through your energy, your actions, and even the way you carry yourself. Purpose can take many forms. For some, it might be being the anchor of their family, the one who holds everyone together with love, wisdom, and guidance. For others, it could be volunteering, mentoring, or simply being there for a friend in need. Purpose might come from a hobby that lights up your soul, like gardening, painting, or writing. Or it could be something as simple and beautiful as finding joy in nurturing relationships with children and grandchildren. The key is that it makes you feel alive, useful, and fulfilled. When you live with purpose, people notice. They see the spark in your eyes when you talk about what matters to you. They feel the passion in your voice when you share your experiences. That sense of drive, even in small daily routines, is incredibly attractive because it shows resilience and a refusal to fade into the background of life. Science even supports this. Studies show that people with a strong sense of purpose tend to live longer and healthier lives. Purpose keeps you moving, keeps you curious, and keeps you connected. It pulls you forward even through tough days. And here's the beautiful part. Your purpose is entirely yours to define. It doesn't need to look like anyone else's. When you embrace it, whether big or small, you shine with a kind of beauty that is timeless and deeply inspiring. Point 6. Grace in adapting to change. Life never stands still. As the years go by, we all face transitions, retirement, changes in health, shifting relationships, or even learning to live at a different pace than before. What sets you apart, what makes you truly attractive, is not avoiding these changes but learning to move through them with grace. When people see that you can bend without breaking, they admire you even more. Of course, change isn't always easy. It can feel uncomfortable and even frightening when life no longer looks the way it once did. But adapting with grace doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means acknowledging the challenges, giving yourself permission to feel them, and still choosing to move forward. That quiet resilience shines brighter than any outer beauty. Think of the times you've had to adjust. Maybe you could no longer do something physically the way you used to, but you found another way to stay active. Maybe your circle of friends shifted, but you opened your heart to new connections. These choices to adapt instead of resist reveal incredible strength. They show that you trust yourself to handle whatever life brings. There's also wisdom that comes with age. You've lived long enough to know that tough seasons don't last forever. You understand that every change, even the unwelcome ones, brings new lessons and sometimes even hidden opportunities. That perspective allows you to face transitions with a calmness that younger people often envy. Grace in change is also about flexibility, being able to adjust your sails when the winds shift. Others notice when you carry yourself with that calm adaptability, and it draws them toward you. It tells the world, I am strong enough to weather life's storms and still find peace. And that, more than anything, is a beauty that never fades. Point 7. Confidence in your individuality. One of the most beautiful things about growing older is finally knowing who you are. You've lived long enough to understand your strengths, your quirks, your values, and even your limits. And when you embrace all of that without apology, you radiate a kind of confidence that is impossible to ignore. This is what it means to have confidence in your individuality. Too often, society pressures women to fit into molds, to look a certain way, act a certain way, or measure themselves against impossible standards. But real confidence is about rejecting those molds. It's saying, this is me. I may not look like the woman in the magazine or my friend from high school, but I am proud of the life I've lived and the person I've become. That honesty, that self-acceptance makes you magnetic. People are drawn to someone who doesn't need to compare herself to anyone else. Your individuality is made up of all the little things that make you unique. Your sense of humor, your perspective on life, your habits, your passions. These are not flaws to hide but qualities to celebrate. When you allow your authentic self to shine through, you give permission to others to do the same, and that kind of courage is deeply attractive. Confidence in individuality also means setting boundaries. You know what you stand for, and you're not afraid to protect your peace. Whether that's saying no to something that doesn't align with your values, or walking away from situations that drain your energy, these choices show strength. People respect a woman who knows her worth and refuses to compromise it. This confidence doesn't mean you never feel doubt. It simply means you don't let doubt stop you. When you carry yourself with authenticity and pride, others can sense it immediately. They see a woman who knows herself, values herself, and isn't afraid to live her truth. And that kind of individuality, it's one of the most attractive qualities of all. Point 8. The art of carrying yourself elegantly. There is something unforgettable about a woman who carries herself with elegance. And no, elegance is not about expensive clothes or flashy jewelry. It's about presence, poise, and the way you move through the world. True elegance comes from within. It's how you treat others, how you hold yourself, and the calm dignity you bring into every space you enter. Carrying yourself elegantly starts with posture. When you stand tall, shoulders back, and head lifted with quiet confidence, you send a message before you even say a word. Good posture not only makes you look more graceful, it also supports your health and helps you feel stronger. The way you walk into a room, sit at a table, or greet someone can instantly leave an impression. And when you do it with calm self-assurance, people notice. Elegance also shows in how you communicate, speaking thoughtfully, choosing your words with care, and keeping your tone warm yet steady creates an aura of respect. Even in tense moments, responding with composure instead of frustration shows maturity and strength. This doesn't mean you hide your feelings. It means you express them in a way that uplifts rather than tears down. That kind of control is deeply admired. Another piece of elegance is simplicity. You don't need to overdo anything. A neat hairstyle, a well-fitted dress, or a simple piece of jewelry can speak volumes. It's less about being trendy and more about highlighting your natural beauty. Choosing quality over quantity and carrying yourself with pride is far more powerful than trying to impress with excess. And let's not forget elegance and kindness. A genuine smile, a patient ear, or making others feel valued. That's elegance in action. It's about leaving people better than you found them. When combined with wisdom and life experience, your elegance becomes timeless and unforgettable. That, more than anything, is the art of attraction that only deepens with age. So now you've seen it. 8 qualities that can make you instantly more attractive at any age. And notice, not one of them was about having perfect skin, being a certain size, or trying to look younger than you are. True attractiveness goes so much deeper. It's in your confidence, your smile, your kindness, your curiosity, your sense of purpose, your grace in handling life's changes, your individuality, and the elegance with which you carry yourself. These are the things people remember, the things that make you magnetic, and the things that only grow stronger with time. I want you to take a moment and reflect. Which of these 8 qualities speaks to you the most right now? Maybe it's confidence, maybe it's kindness, maybe it's carrying yourself with elegance. Share it in the comments below, because your answer could inspire another woman watching this to see her own beauty in a new way. And remember, it's never too late to shine. No matter your age, you have something special that no one else can offer. The unique beauty of your life lived fully. Hold on to that, walk with pride, and never forget how magnetic you truly are.